welcome to our new fall release spotlight for Rourke Educational Media, where you'll get to know all of the new titles available as of August. Keep in mind that, as always, everything you see today is available in paperback, hardcover, and ebook formats. And we want to let you know that we are very excited to have already received notification of review for some of the titles you'll see today. So keep an eye out for these as we go through the presentation. But before we get too excited about what is brand new, let's not forget about what is almost brand new. The January release of the Spring 21 Rourke series received a full review of nonfiction series. So between School Library Journal and Book List, every series received review, which is unheard of in our releases. And I want to take a moment to talk about our most reviewed series of the spring series, Careers in the U.S. Military. And I want to take a second to recognize the author, one of our key Rourke family members, J.P. Miller. J.P. came to us for Fall 20s series Leaders Like Us and continues to craft awesome titles for us. This year, J.P. won the Black Authors Matter Children's Author Award for her work. You'll see more from J.P. in just a moment. And now, what you've been waiting for, the new fall lineup, starting with a familiar face. You might remember our original best-selling title, Katie Can, and now Katie's back with 4 new adventures. Katie has Down syndrome. She also has a new pet, a new friend, and a new baby brother with lots of things to do. Follow along with Katie and discover the joys of exploring all the things that Katie can. Titles in this series include Katie Gets a Pet, which focuses on how routines can help us every day. Katie is a Big Sister that discusses ways to learn new habits and adjust to changes. Katie Helps Out that focuses on lending a hand to volunteer. And Katie Meets Carl, the sweetest story of how Katie uses her knowledge of sign language to connect and learn with Carl, the new kid in class. The Katie Can series is perfect for early readers in grades pre-K through 2 with a guided reading level of E for each title, coupled with picture book quality illustrations. Katie helps readers see social and emotional learning in action and promotes representation and inclusion in main characters. Readers will love to learn along with Katie and her family. And I want to introduce you to the author of these beautiful stories, Erin Savory. Erin writes Katie from personal experience with her younger sister who has Down syndrome. And as you can see, Erin is also the author of the How to Be Friends series. Erin is currently working on a new series all about Carl. More to come soon from Erin Savory. Next, we have Animal Behavior Investigations, where readers in grades 2 through 4 will start with inquiry and problem solve to learn about the incredible ways that animals interact with the world. Titles include Animal Societies, in which readers investigate why some elephants are following each other by examining how leafcutter ants build their nests, how wolves hunt, and more. Animal Problem Solving, in which readers investigate the problem-solving skills of a bird by examining how hyenas work together, octopuses make shields, and monkeys make a tasty snack. Animal Communications, that presents a sleeping ant experiment, a tree-scratching Canadian lynx, and some very chatty vervet monkeys. And finally, Animal Abilities, that includes a bird's sound mystery, navigating turtles, and even bomb-sniffing rats. The first thing you'll notice here is that the design is a real standout. These are created to look like real scientific field guide notebooks as students discover more on every page, helping them investigate standards-aligned animal concepts and design their own study in an extension activity. This series has 2 authors to meet. Tracy Santos, who has experience in both animal sciences and writing for middle graders. She's the author of the reviewed series Dangerous or Not, and has contributed to this season's new series, Reaching for the Stars, which you'll see in just a moment. We also have Michelle Garcia Anderson. Michelle has some great animal titles under her belt for Rourke, including the Ready Reader's Animal Teeth and the title Do Animals Have Families? Michelle's first picture book, The Owl Who Asks Why, is releasing in the winter. Next, we promised that leaders like us would build over time, and here we are, adding to our library of 6 existing biographies. 4 more titles by J.P. Miller are here. Joining the leaders this season are Wendell Scott, who loved to drive fast. When people wanted to hire African American race car drivers, his name was first on the list. He accepted the challenge, and by 1963, he had gone from getting speeding tickets to winning a racing championship. Leland Melvin, who was great at both football and science. When he had to stop playing sports, he worked on a new goal and traded his football helmet for a spacesuit. He flew 2 missions into space and taught others the importance of science, which he continues to do today. Charlotta Bass, who wanted to tell stories that mattered. From the presses of her newspaper, she talked about subjects affecting African Americans and women. In 1952, she made history as the first woman and African American chosen by a political party to run for Vice President of the United States. And finally, Jackie Orms, who wanted to change the world with her art. She used her comic strips to challenge stereotypes about Black people, especially women. The comics she made and the dolls she designed took America by storm. Leland Melvin and Jackie Orms also have a new seal on the cover. Last year, we conducted a Reader Voice, Reader Choice survey to let readers and educators vote for 2 leaders they wanted to read more about. Leland Melvin and Jackie Orms are the Reader Choice titles for this release. New illustrator Amanda Corti adds her unique style to this release, continuing the strong picture book-like interiors that are perfect for read-alouds and independent reading. Each biography of these lesser-known Black leaders focuses on inspiring stories and highlights determination and joy. Also included is a timeline and quotes from or about these amazing people. And I'm sure by now you are all familiar with our author, J.P. Miller. JP is a key part of the future of our author team, and she is already working on more releases of Leaders Like Us. There's a lot ahead and exciting things on the horizon for JP Miller. Next, we have gaming and esports. With captivating photos and simple, easy-to-read pages, the Gaming and Esports series explores the thrilling world of gaming. In Power On, the History of Gaming, readers travel back in time to discover the very first video games, consoles, and characters. Readers zoom into the future at warp speed to explore the future of video gaming through technology, game design, esports, and more in Warp Zone, the future of gaming. High Score, the people behind the games, is a who's who of video game greats. Readers meet the top designers, gamers, and teams in esports. Finally, in Level Up, Secrets of the Games We Love, readers unlock the secrets behind the world's most popular video games, characters, and consoles. Part of the Escape High-Low imprint, these high-interest, lower reading level titles hook readers with their engaging video game-inspired designs. Point-of-use vocabulary aids in comprehension, while callouts and sidebars support browsable reading. Caitlin Dooling is the author of this series, and another author you may recognize, as Caitlin is the author of over 100 titles, including many for Rourke. Caitlin will also contribute to our upcoming Life Through My Lens series and one of the titles in our upcoming Travel To series. Next, we have Beyond the Battlefield. In times of war, heroes are found both on and off the battlefield. In this series, focusing on historic war times, readers will learn the stories of people who worked in secret, in danger, and on the home front to support their countries and fellow citizens with resourcefulness, intelligence, and muscle. In Journalists, readers will learn more about the amazing tales told from the perspective of war reporters and photojournalists, including diverse and lesser-known folks such as Roy Oatley and Catherine Leroy. In Hidden Soldiers and Spies, readers learn the stories of courageous heroes, soldiers, and secret spies, including Cato and Hercules Mulligan and Harriet Tubman. Homefront Heroes highlights courageous civilians who risked their lives during times of war in their own communities. Readers learn about groups like the Girl Guides and leaders like Irena Sendler. Finally, Codemakers and Codebreakers. Readers will meet the brave and innovative people like the Choctaw Code Talkers and Alan Turing, who created and cracked seemingly unbreakable codes. These high-interest and atmospheric books invite readers in through design that feels like opening an antique box of treasures. Original photos and drawings add authenticity to these amazing stories. This series doesn't shy away from complex topics and presents accurate histories, especially appropriate for late elementary and middle school readers. The author of this series is Alan R. Wells, and he is a brand new author on the Rourke team. This is Alan's first series for Rourke, and we have already seen a new release from him as he is a contributor to the next release for spring, Life Through My Lens series. And last in our new releases, Reaching for the Stars covers the coolest space has to offer. Titles include Sleeping in Space, How Do Astronauts Take a Nap? It's Harder Than You Think. Astronauts use many different innovations to make living in space possible. Shower packs, Velcro straps, robotic arms, and yes, even astronaut ice cream. In Sleeping in Space, readers discover what technology astronauts take with them to live in space. Investigating Space Mysteries. If you like mysteries, there's no better place to find them than in outer space. How are stars born? Where do we search for aliens? And what exactly is a black hole? Readers of Investigating Space Mysteries will soon learn that with billions of galaxies to choose from, there will always be more questions than answers. Imagining Space. Ancient civilizations imagined space as campfires or rivers of light. Today, we imagine spaceships and warp drives and aliens. Imagining Space highlights the ways we envision space and what we still have to learn. And finally, in Bringing Space Home, what do you have in common with an astronaut? We use space inventions and discoveries every day, from cell phones, firefighter outfits, athletic shoes, robots. Readers discover how our race to space has improved all of these and more in Bringing Space Home. The dynamic design of these readers, targeted to grades 4 through 9, surrounds easy-to-read, browsable text and both current and historical photos. And like all Rourke titles, extension activities are included. Mike Downs, the author of the Reaching for the Stars series, is a pilot himself. Mike brings his enthusiasm for space, flight, and travel to all of his contributions to the Rourke line. And that's the last series I have to share with you today. Our catalogs are currently available in print and digitally. If you'd like a copy, or if you have questions, or just need to reach out to one of us, please feel free to email us. You can email me, Wendy Vincent, at wvincent@carsondelosa.com. Or if you need to talk to someone in sales, you can reach out to Bill Harris, bharris@carsondelosa.com. Thank you so much for watching today.